This week on the Island Times News Update, Atlantic Beach allows a variance in a dispute between neighbors. Neptune Beach has signs back on its agenda, and Jacksonville Beach will consider rules for downtown restaurants in a workshop on the Downtown Action Plan. Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. A dispute over siding between the owners of a duplex on Ocean Street in Atlantic Beach landed in the laps of the City Commission on Monday, with two neighbors at odds over the exterior covering of the two sides of the building. Dr. David Doward owns 88 Ocean, while Dr. Saswana and Engina Roy own the adjoining property at 90 Ocean, which was sided with stucco when it was built in 2006. When Dr. Doward purchased his portion of the property in 2013, he was aware of mold problems in the walls of the building. Doward remediated the mold and resided with stucco, but the problem recurred, and he was told by an engineer that he should install a different drainage system and put up lap siding, a project which he began. The neighbors objected to the lap siding, citing a city code which requires duplexes to have consistent exterior color and composition. Doward applied for a variance, which was approved by the Community Development Board, and that decision was appealed by Roy, and the issue was decided Monday at a special called meeting of the City Commission. Both sides presented engineering data supporting their cases. The Roys said that they also had water damage on their side of the property and corrected it without extensive remodeling, and there was no mold on their side of the duplex. Engina Roy, an attorney, told the commission that the variance had been granted under a section of the code that allows for a variance if replacing the siding with the same material would prevent the owner from reasonably enjoying the home compared to similar homes in the area.
Every one of you knows, and even the applicant's own expert, Mr. Woods, conceded that properly reapplying the same exterior material, stucco, would not prevent the reasonable use of the property. The argument doesn't even make any sense. Our stucco exterior isn't preventing me and my family from enjoying the reasonable use of our home, and it certainly isn't preventing millions of other people who live in their stucco homes or condominiums from enjoying the reasonable use of theirs.
Dr. Doward, however, said he has owned the property for 2.5 years and has not yet been able to move into his house because of the problems. He said the Roys had originally said they would support his variance and then did not, and later said if he would renovate their side with lap siding as well, the variance would not be an issue. But in the end, he said it was about the safety of the building.
I've tried to do the right thing for me and for Atlantic Beach, and I hope that the commissioners here will see that and uphold the variance, which I think the Community Development Board actually went out of their way and actually did a remarkable thing for Atlantic Beach. We led the way. We have led the way on where this building should go and where the safety of this building should be and how to keep it waterproof. And if the other side is so concerned about keeping it harmonious, then they should repair their sides. And when they get through it, if they want to put stucco back on it, go for it. I would suggest lap siding.
Doward also called on consulting engineer Ron Woods, who conducted the survey of his property. Woods cited a report previously seen by the commission that said there is substantial structural damage on both sides of the structure. Significant, he said, is defined by the building codes as being 75% of its structural capacity. The commission denied the Roys' appeal, and Dr. Doward will be able to side his half of the property with lap siding. But while they resolved one dispute, the Atlantic Beach Commission handed the issue of traffic patterns at the Cloisters condominium back to the residents. Residents of the complex, which was developed in the 1980s, had asked that the gate currently at the south end of the property be opened to allow traffic to enter the complex on 10th Street and exit on Club Drive. But some people who live in the area, particularly along Club Drive, have objected to the opening of the gate. They say it will increase traffic and be a detriment to safety in their neighborhood. The commission said the residents should try to work out their differences without the intervention of the panel.
I cannot see how a city in any way has any control whatsoever of whether that gate opens and closes. It's their gate. They have access to the public street. And if we were designing that system today, we would not allow them to open that building without two means of egress. It wouldn't happen in today's real world.
The commission directed the city staff to facilitate a meeting between residents of the Cloisters and nearby homeowners and other residents to try to address everyone's concerns. The issue may be brought back up at a future meeting. Neptune Beach is getting closer to concluding an 18-month-long debate on how to bring tall monument signs into compliance with an ordinance that was originally passed more than 10 years ago. Last year, the City Council eliminated a hard deadline for businesses to bring their signs into compliance and established several triggers for when signs would need to be changed. But those triggers are still being refined, and on Monday the council will look at when a damaged sign may be replaced and how signs at businesses with multiple tenants should be treated. The language in the ordinance that will be voted on Monday defines repair as to restore to the same condition or state after damage, dilapidation, decay, or partial destruction. And one of the triggers is rebranding of a property, but how that affects multi-tenant businesses is still to be finalized. With several more months of work likely on the sign ordinance, Mayor Harriet Pruitt has requested that the council give City Manager Andy Hyatt the authority to work with owners of Aqua East and U-Haul to determine a course of action in repairing their signs. Both were damaged by wind during a storm in July. The signs were designed to have a portion blow out in a wind event to prevent destruction of the signs. Bono's Barbecue Restaurant has requested a special exemption from the city of Neptune Beach to add an outdoor dining area at the restaurant. The proposed covered seating area would have 57 seats and occupy 895 square feet. The area would be partially enclosed by a knee wall. According to the city, the outdoor dining area would be on private property in the front of the building. There is ample parking to accommodate the additional seats. The Community Development Board recommended approval of the special exemption. The business is slated to close and be torn down to make way for a ViStar credit union, but no date for that demolition has been set. The Jacksonville Beach City Council will hold a workshop meeting on Monday at 5 p.m. to discuss elements of the Downtown Action Plan. The primary topics will be possible changes to the city's laws covering restaurant hours, seating requirements, and parking. Parking will also be discussed in terms of whether to develop a surface lot or build a parking structure. Improvements to the Seawalk Pavilion will also be on the agenda. Then, in its regular meeting, the Jacksonville Beach City Council will vote on whether to approve a negotiated settlement between the city and the Church of Our Savior, which has applied to build a church in a residential district on Hopkins Road near the Intracoastal Waterway. The result of a trial court's finding in favor of the church was that the city was ordered by the court to approve the church's conditional use application with certain conditions. The Planning Commission, in compliance with the court order, has issued the conditional use permit. The city appealed a ruling by the judge in favor of the church. The parties were ordered into mediation over legal fees to be paid by the city. The mediator reduced the amount owed by the city from $305,147.76 to $290,000. The agreement provides full closure of the pending appeal, and funds for the settlement will come from the General Liability Insurance Fund. Well, when we come back, the Chief of Naval Operations visits Mayport. This is the Island Times News Update.
Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788. Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. Chief of Naval Operations Admiral John Richardson and Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy Mike Stevens held an all-hands call at both Naval Air Station Jacksonville and Naval Station Mayport on Tuesday. Richardson opened each visit by first highlighting his 4 priorities that will guide him and the Navy: integrity and safety, accountability and assessment, creativity and initiative, and toughness and resilience. After their opening remarks, the CNO and Master Chief Petty Officer used the majority of the time to field questions from the audience, ranging from paternity leave to proposed changes to the retirement system. Richardson re-emphasized how important the partnership between himself and the Master Chief is in helping identify the measures the Navy needs to take to put sailors first. At the Beaches Museum on Saturday, it's the Beaches Art Fest. Serious artists and art lovers alike will enjoy the juried art show on the Beaches History Park campus. More than 80 artists will have their work on display, and the show runs from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the Beaches Museum will open its next exhibit, Naval Station Mayport, Guardians on the Southern Frontier, on Tuesday, October 13th. Opening 75 years since the Naval Frontier Section Base at Mayport was established on land occupied by Wonderwood by the Sea, East Mayport, and Burnside Beach, the exhibit will explore the history of the base and its impact on the Beaches community. The exhibit will run through February 12th at the museum in Jacksonville Beach. Retired Naval Flight Officer Dave Bio Baranek will discuss his book Top Gun Days at the Beaches branch of the library on Saturday at 1 p.m. Baranek was a former instructor at the Navy's Fighter Weapons School, also known as Top Gun, and he was an advisor on the movie starring Tom Cruise. Baranek's book not only explains what it's like to be a Tomcat naval flight officer, but also offers a behind-the-scenes story of one of America's favorite movies. After the presentation, the movie will be shown, and Baranek will provide commentary. Well, Beaches Watch will hold their monthly meeting on Wednesday, October 7th at the Beaches branch of the Jacksonville Public Library. The speaker for the meeting will be Maria Martello of the Jacksonville Public Education Fund. Martello will talk about changes to the Florida School Accountability System. Beaches Watch meets the first Wednesday of each month to discuss issues of importance to the Beaches residents. And the 4th Annual Ferry Fest is slated for Saturday, October 10th. There will be events on both sides of the St. Johns River at the ferry landings. That event is free and open to the public. Well, the National Weather Service says we'll be feeling the effects of Hurricane Joaquin over the weekend with a high surf advisory in effect through Sunday, but the storm will stay well to our east. We'll be getting a break from the heat and humidity as well, with highs next week in the mid to upper 70s and lows in the mid 60s, but it looks like there's still a daily chance of showers and thunderstorms through midweek next week. The Island Times is always digital, always free at www.theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted to the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.